I think that learning another language is not just about grammar and vocabulary. How about you? Oh, and that reminds me, I wanted to let you know what today's lesson is all about. And by the way, I'm sure you're going to find this useful. Let's discuss.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. This is Happy English Podcast, episode 695, Longer Conversations. As I mentioned a moment ago, there's more to learning another language than just grammar and vocabulary. Language is a component of culture, and today we're going to look at one aspect of American culture, which is how we keep a conversation going and, as a result, make a conversation longer. Today we're going to get into 3 short phrases, which are conversational phrases that you can use, which will make your English conversations longer and better. Let's dive in. As you probably already know, questions are like the gas pedal of an English conversation. In fact, most English conversations begin with a question. How are you? How's it going? What's up? What's new? You get the idea. And since we start an English conversation with a question, it makes sense that questions help to move the conversation along. And that brings us to our first phrase, which is, how about you? When you're having a conversation with someone and you state your opinion or your thoughts on something, you can use how about you to find out what the other person thinks and what their opinion is. You can think about English conversation as something like a tennis game, and using how about you in a conversation is like hitting the ball back to your partner.
I really enjoyed that movie. How about you?
I'm really enjoying this party. How about you?
I don't really feel like going to the sales meeting tomorrow. How about you?
Oh, that reminds me. That reminds me is a useful phrase that you can use to either change the topic of a conversation or to add information to what you just said.
I really love Tom Hanks in Castaway. Oh, that reminds me. Jack invited us to go fishing this weekend.
Yeah, that was a really useful presentation. Oh, that reminds me. Can I borrow your notes? I didn't have a chance to take any.
Yes, I'll let you know when she calls. And that reminds me. You need to call John back after lunch.
The last one is by the way. We also use by the way to change the topic or to add more information to the conversation. By the way draws attention to what you were going to say.
Here's the report you asked for. Oh, and by the way, remember I'm going to be coming in late tomorrow morning. I have a dentist appointment.
I'm glad we were able to catch up on things today. By the way, do you know why the boss is so grumpy?
I really wish you would make more effort to come to the office on time. And by the way, why don't you think about wearing something nicer than jeans and a t-shirt? It's not 1975 anymore.
Keep in mind, the best way to remember this or any English point is to take the word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. Why not try writing some short conversations in your notebook using these phrases? Well, that's all the time we have today for this English lesson. By the way, if you'd like to get more practice using your English, you need to join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new international friends, join me for live group coaching every week, plus get the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more or to see some of the example sentences from this lesson, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 694. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible, and I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.